Good morning, fellow Highlanders. May we all bow our heads, please. Our Father in heaven, we are so thankful for this opportunity to come together as a graduating class to celebrate our achievements and friendships. We are thankful for those who have taught us the things we must know for our future. We have come here to learn, and we go forth to serve. We are thankful for our families who have made this possible for us. Please bless everyone who got us to this day. On a joyous fall morning, it is easy to understand why you tell us that heaven declares your glory and the sky proclaims your handiwork. Psalms 19, verse 1. From the morning dew clinging to the smallest blade of grass, to the warmth of the sun, from clear blue skies overhead, to the small complexity and efficiency of the human body. Your divine fingerprints are all around us. I give thanks for the leadership, administration, faculty, and staff. Thank you for your tireless efforts to enable professors and students to teach and establish timeless examples for us to follow. Finally, Lord, I want to thank you for our graduates. Thank you for the opportunity to learn, develop, and enhance the gifts you have provided them. Even though the road has been long and difficult at times, they have reached this goal with your help. Now, Lord, ask your blessings upon these graduates. I pray the degrees they will receive today will be more than a diploma that is hung on a wall, but that these diplomas will be open doors to serve others and help the community around us in new ways. Now, Lord, may you be glorified with honor and power forever. This offering of thanks is given to you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Good morning. It is my pleasure to welcome you on the beautiful, brisk December morning to Gordon State College's first fall commencement exercise. In 160 years, Gordon has never paused in December to recognize the achievement of our graduates. And we're delighted that you are here today to celebrate with 289 graduates. 162 are with us this morning, and we are delighted that you're here. Congratulations to our graduates. We are proud of your accomplishments, and we join with you and your family and friends to celebrate the hard work, the dedication, and the achievement of your degrees. If you've not already done so, please silence those electronic devices, okay? The ceremony will be relatively brief, and none of those texts or tweets or emails or phone calls are as important as the opportunity we have to recognize our graduates. Before I have an opportunity to introduce our speaker this morning, I'd like to recognize and thank a group of folks who've made this day possible. First, I want to acknowledge our foundation. The Gordon State College Foundation provides support for both scholarships and academic programs here at Gordon State College. If you're a member of the Gordon State College Foundation and you're here this morning, please rise and let us acknowledge your presence. I want to make sure that you know how important our foundation is to us. We have 30 members of the Gordon State College Foundation from across the region, and they do a tremendous job of support for Gordon State. Second, I have to acknowledge our public officials. They are key partners in our process. They partner with us from the local to the state to the national level. If you are an elected official, we'd like to acknowledge your presence. We are blessed to have the strong support of our elected officials. Now, I know there's a group of folks I get to recognize now. Each of our graduates has someone that has supported and encouraged them during their journey. Mothers or fathers, sisters or brothers, children, grandparents, friends, neighbors. Their encouragement and their support made this day possible. You believed in these students. You sacrificed for these students. You provided the support that made them successful. Graduates, will you stand and join me in thanking those who supported you? Thank you. Please be seated. Finally, I need to recognize an outstanding faculty and staff who've worked diligently to provide excellence in instruction and support. Our faculty takes great pride in their mission of providing an exceptional education through innovative teaching and engaged learning. Our staff is equally committed to providing student-focused quality support services. Will the faculty and all staff who are here this morning please stand and be recognized? Please. Thank you. Please be seated. Graduates, today you will become members of the Gordon State College Alumni Association. The alumni group that you join is a distinguished collection of senators, ambassadors, doctors, lawyers, nurses, business leaders, artists, teachers, and a host of some of the most influential and respected professionals in Georgia and the world. We hope that through this organization you will continue your long-term connection with Gordon State College to stay connected to your close friends and colleagues that you have formed here. Each year, our alumni return to campus and remember the experiences they have. We trust that through the Alumni Association, you will stay connected to Gordon and return often. It is now my privilege and pleasure to introduce a gentleman that I have known for more than 30 years. He is no stranger to Gordon and no stranger to Barnesville. In 2002, Dr. Sherm Day received a call from the University System of Georgia, the USG as we refer to it, to come to Gordon and serve as the interim president after the retirement of the first president of Gordon since joining the university system. It wasn't by chance that Dr. Stephen Porch had Sherm Day's phone number on his speed dial. By the way, there was no speed dial in 2002. But Sherm's phone number was on every chancellor's speed dial since the mid-1980s. And we are grateful that he took that call and accepted the opportunity to come to Gordon and work Gordon through a transition period from 2002 through the 18-month period through 2003. The chancellor and we learned that Sherm had the experience, the knowledge, the ability to successfully lead Gordon at this critical time. His resume is extraordinary. I first knew of Dr. Sherm Day as a doctoral student at Georgia State in the early 80s. His reputation for leadership and fairness was legion. Sherm earned his doctorate in education from the University of Georgia in 1967. The same year, by the way, that I graduated from high school. Okay, just saying, guys, just saying. He joined Georgia State University where he served in numerous capacities. He was a professor, a department chair, a dean, the acting president, and then the president of Georgia State. He also served as president of North Georgia College, Bainbridge College, and Gordon College. During the 1996 Olympics, he managed the day-to-day implementation of Atlanta's Centennial Olympic Park and was the managing director of legacy and Olympic programs for the Atlanta Committee of the Olympic Games. Sherm worked also in Washington, D.C. for the Department of Justice and the National Institute of Corrections. You see why the chancellor asked Sherm to come to Gordon. The story goes that Sherm arrived at Gordon late one afternoon in June of actually 2001 carrying a small cardboard box with everything he needed to do his job here and one lone goldfish floating around in a bowl. He served Gordon for the next 18 months, and during that time he gained the confidence and the respect of not only the Gordon students but the faculty and staff as well and the entire Barnesville community. He was honored. We were honored that he was with us today. We are honored that he's with us today, and we look forward to his future remarks. The goldfish, by the way, was known as Gordon, and he remained a contented resident for the remainder of his natural life. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Sherman Day.
Thank you, Max. I was flattered to get the call from Max several months ago to ask me to be the speaker at the first fall graduation. And I have such fond feelings about Gordon and the time I spent here that I quickly said that if I was physically able, I would be here. My memories, I've lived 76 years and only spent a year here at Gordon, but it's completely disproportionate in terms of the many great memories I have of various experiences in my life. My experience at Gordon was certainly one of the best experiences that I ever had. A lot of that was because when I came to Gordon, I found a very willing staff and an excellent faculty. I salute the faculty. They have pulled together, along with the administration in the last few years, and made Gordon a very, very fine institution. The faculty did not hesitate at that time to give me a lot of advice. That advice continues today. As I was waiting in line, several came up to me and said, keep it short. And so I will try to follow my good friends here at Gordon. Now, I know that the graduation speaker is not an important function. I know that for a couple of reasons. One, the only speech in the 70-some-odd graduations that I've attended that I ever remember was given by Ted Turner upon the graduation of Georgia State University. Ted Turner's daughter was graduating at that time, and we thought it would be a great honor for him to speak because he was so prominent in the Atlanta area, owned the Atlanta Braves at that time and several other things. And he came and he stood up and he said, the graduates, I've just been to the doctor and I have skin cancer. Please wear sunscreen. Thank you very much. And sat down. The only speech I remember word for word. The other experience I had is upon my daughter's graduation from high school. She was 18 and I said, Kristen, I'm going to speak at your graduation. What would you think would be appropriate for me to say? She said, Dad, it doesn't matter. Nobody will listen and nobody will remember. And I said, well, you know, I spoke at your brother's graduation 3 years ago. She said, I didn't remember that. Proved her point. Recently, I was in Florida and there was a headline in the newspaper that I cut out, and it said that Asian students dominate international tests. And it gave several graphs of how Asian students, particularly Chinese students and others, are doing on standardized tests. And since I retired from the university system back in the early 1990s, or late 1990s, I've spent several years in China. 12 in the last years I've been working at Tsinghua University in Beijing, China. Tsinghua is considered one of the two prominent world-class institutions in China, and it's been a very rich experience. And so I have firsthand knowledge of Chinese education. I'd like to talk about a couple of comparisons because it makes me just a little angry when I read about how Asian students are doing so well. And I'm not refuting the fact that they do well on tests. I want to make 3 points. First, the Chinese are very good at taking tests because the instruction given there is based on lecture and facts. In all Chinese classrooms, there's a podium in front of the classroom, and the instructor stands on the podium and delivers a lecture to the Chinese students. They are vigorous in their study habits, they're very extremely disciplined, and they do very good on standardized tests. In America, American students and students who study in America do very much better in reasoning. For instance, there's no such thing as debate in China. We tried to introduce some debating just to help teach the English language, and it's hard for them to get into the reasoning behind the facts. So American students are much better. That doesn't show up on the tests, but serves you well as you go out into the world. Second, if we were at a Chinese graduation and we looked over the graduates, they would all be 22 years old. They all start at 18, maybe late 17, and graduate at 22. Take 4 years, live on campus, are undeterred in their education, sponsored by the government, if they score high enough on the test. As I look over this group, as Max said, there's many compelling stories, but I noticed that several of you are over 22. In fact, several of you look like you might be closer to 26. And maybe 2 or 3 of you, maybe even a little older than that. So as you can see, in America, our educational system serves a much greater population than the Chinese system of education. The third comparison I would make deals with chances. In China, a student who graduates from high school has one chance, and that chance is on the national exam, which consists of several side tests, including physics, chemistry, Chinese history, English. You'd be surprised at that on the national test in China, one section is on English. Every student in China has 8 years of English in their grammar school, in high school. The students get one chance on one day, and the results of the tests indicate which college they can attend and what their major will be. We have many chances in America, many opportunities, and we're not bound, maybe the first time, and possibly I'm not implying that all of us can go to Harvard the first time, but we have many opportunities in America, not just one, and it's not based strictly on a standardized test. I recently picked up a copy of the Smithsonian Magazine, and in the Smithsonian Magazine there was an article about a young man who had just won the American Ingenuity Award in science. And I was interested in his background. It had in the magazine his background. This is just in the last month that I picked up this article. And perhaps many times it would parallel an article of a student who goes to Gordon or other colleges in the university system and in Georgia. One, he graduated from high school at 18. He excelled in theater and chorus and flunked almost everything else. Didn't care enough about high school to pick up his diploma or attend the graduation ceremony. For several years, he played in a rock band in the San Francisco area and had no interest, as he described it. He ran away from anything that smelled of commitment. One night, he was going across the Golden Gate Bridge and started looking at some star constellations. He was in his 20s at this time, and decided that he would like to know a little bit more about the stars and astronomy, and so he went to the local community college and enrolled in an astronomy, or wanted to enroll in an astronomy program. But before he could take astronomy, he had to take a physics course as a prerequisite. So he took a physics course. And a great instructor at that community college turned him on to education. And from there, he went on to a state university and got his master's degree, finished his bachelor's at the community college, went on to get a master's degree, went on to get a PhD, and works with NASA and is head of the rover program for the exploration of Mars. His boss described him as looking like Elvis Presley when he came to work. He didn't look like some of the other people. But here is a gentleman that has exceeded and won the American Ingenuity Award in America, who in China would be a janitor, because he would never have another chance after he graduated from high school and took the test to ever take the test again and to ever be involved in higher education unless he went abroad. Let me just talk a little bit about who succeeds in America. I go back to two things. One is a Harvard sociologist, Christopher Jenks, who wrote a definitive book many years ago on who succeeds in America. And then, most recently, from Larry the Cable Guy and Duck Dynasty, who are two of my favorite people in programs. And we get a pretty good picture of how to succeed in America. One is the family you're born into and the family. No question about that. There's a good chance if you're born into the Rockefeller family or the Walton family, you'll have money. But the next one, and the only other one that scores very high, is the amount of education you receive. Gordon has provided you a wonderful opportunity to succeed. They have provided you on this journey that you're taking with everything you need to be successful. America is a land of opportunity. The faculty here have given you the opportunity to participate in the great American dream. The rest is up to you. One of the things that will either propel you forward or will hold you back is your own fear. Nelson Mandela once said that the greatest problem with human beings is they fear their own abilities, and they're scared to take chances. A Major League scout once said that the difference between a prospect who makes it to the major leagues and a prospect who never gets any further than high school or college ball is the prospect who gets to the major leagues, takes advantage of every opportunity, and when it's in the bottom of the ninth and you're in the infield, he's saying to himself, please hit the ball to me. I can make the out. The one who doesn't make it says, please hit it to him. I don't want to field it in this situation. So I hope that you would conquer any fears or doubts you have. Gordon, the professors, and your own good work and dynamics have put you on the road to success. And I'd like to close by reading to you my wish for you today, which comes from an old Swedish proverb, which says, fear less, hope more. Whine less, read more. Talk less, say more. Hate less, love more. And all good things will come to you and yours. Good luck. You're well on your way. Don't quit. Come back often. The alumni president's going to welcome you. The foundation needs your support so other Gordon students can go to school. Come back and report to the faculty your successes and all of the things that you do that are great in life. I know that you will do wonderful things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Day. I have a feeling many of us will remember several key points of that message today. For the next few minutes as we acknowledge our graduates, please hold your applause until the end. Will the candidates for the Associate of Arts degrees who have earned the distinction of summa cum laude, which is with highest honors, please rise. Associate of Arts, summa cum laude. And please remain standing. Will the candidates for Associate of Art degrees who have earned the distinction of magna cum laude please rise? Associate of Art degree candidates who have earned the distinction of cum laude, which is with honors, please rise. Now will all candidates for the degree of Associate of Arts please rise. Mr. President, on the recommendation of the faculty, I present these candidates to you for the awarding of their degrees.
Under the power vested in the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia and by the authority delegated to Gordon State College by the Chancellor and the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, and upon the recommendation of the faculty of the college, I hereby confer on each of you the degree appropriate to your area with all powers, honors, responsibilities, and privileges thereunto appertaining this 13th day of December 2013. You may move your tassel from the right to the left.
Let's please acknowledge these graduates. You may be seated. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for Associate of Science degrees. Any candidates for the Associate of Science degree who have earned the distinction of summa cum laude, please rise and remain standing. Candidates for the Associate of Science degree who have earned the distinction of magna cum laude, please rise. Candidates for the Associate of Science degree who have earned the distinction of cum laude, please rise. And now will all candidates for the Associate of Science degree please rise. Mr. President, on the recommendation of the faculty, I present these candidates to you for the awarding of their degrees.
Under the powers vested in the Board of Regents, the University System of Georgia, and by the authority delegated to Gordon State College by the Chancellor and the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, and upon the recommendation of the faculty of the college, I hereby confer on each of you the degree appropriate to your area with all powers, honors, responsibilities, and privileges thereunto appertaining this 13th day of December, 2013. You may remove your tassel from the left to the left side of your cap. Thanks.
And let's please acknowledge these students as well. You may be seated. All right, Associate of Science in Nursing. Do we have any nursing students out there? I thought so. All right, do we have any Associate of Science of Nursing students who have earned the distinction of summa cum laude? Please rise. Thank you. Associate of Science in Nursing students who have earned the distinction of magna cum laude, please rise. Associate of Science in Nursing students who've earned the distinction of cum laude, please rise. And finally, will all Associate of Science in Nursing degree candidates please rise? Mr. President, on the recommendation of the faculty, I present these candidates to you for the awarding of their degrees.
Under the powers vested in the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia and by the authority delegated to Gordon State College by the Chancellor and the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, and upon the recommendation of the faculty of the college, I hereby confer on each of you the degree appropriate to your area with all powers, honors, responsibilities, and privileges thereunto appertaining this 13th day of December, 2013. You may move your tassel to the left side of your cap. Congratulations.
And let's please congratulate these students. All right, you may be seated. Now, our baccalaureate students. Will the baccalaureate students who've earned the distinction of cum laude please rise? And now will all baccalaureate degree candidates please rise? Mr. President, on the recommendation of the faculty, I present these candidates to you for the awarding of their degrees.
Under the powers vested in the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia and by authority delegated to Gordon State College by the Chancellor and the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, and upon the recommendation of the faculty of the college, I hereby confer on each of you the degree appropriate to your area with all powers, honors, and responsibilities and privileges thereunto appertaining this 13th day of December, 2013. You may move your tassels to the left.
Let's congratulate these students. You may be seated.
Graduates, prepare to receive your degrees.
I just was curious. Okay, thank you. Okay. The following students are receiving the Associate of Arts degree. Rachel Danae Adams.
Andrea Renee Kirby. Jordan Noel Thomas. Candace Leanne Cairns. Aviance Lynette Welch. Jesse Scott Worthy. Morgan Ray Sargent. Melissa Pereira Zambujo. Tabitha Gwen Williams. Barbara Myers Scott. Rosalind L. Vinson. Tammy Marie Crane. Isaac Tomlinson Loftus. Amber Randell Bassnight. Desiree Yolanda Smith. Mark Gideon Webb. Kimberly Hope Willingham. Darren Lee Thompson, cum laude. Ashlyn Corinne Spencer. Jade Sierra Goolsby. Jordan Ray King Barton. The following students are receiving the Associate of Science degree. Josh William Bennett. Celicia Antoinette Davis. Andrea Callie English. Darian Estraniada Felton. Kara Jade Harrell. Catherine Ann Brown. Kyle Emery Bishop. Devontae Alexander, cum laude. Dylan Wesley Cooper. Taquana Lene Blackshear. Shamir Nicole Harvey. Kadria Thalia Harris. Victoria Lynn Davis. Jacob Ross Crowley, summa cum laude. Sheila Darlene Kearns, summa cum laude. Stephanie Catherine McWhorter. Anisha Elise Miller. Christopher Charles Mosley. Tabitha Susanna McDonald. Kalisa Pascal. Tanya Latoya Martin. Jennifer Renee McGurrick Oglesby. Edwishgard Jules. Giovanni Moscova. Jarrett J. Robinson. Deranger Leonard Lewis. Amy J. Mosley. Brian Jordan McLean. Shirley McKay Doe. Courtney Page Nicholson. Colton Kenobi, cum laude. Elisa K. Murphy. Ryan Riza Soladana. Stephanie L. Sherrod. Brandy N. Shirley. Leo Jamar Solomon. Michael H. Stubbs. Jessica Lynn Taylor. Tevin Dion Cherry. Kathleen Abigail Tucker, cum laude. Demetrius Lewis Valentine. Renzo Valeriani. Matthew Colton Vanosdale. Rhonda Vanosdale. Nicole Stephanie Varela. Shativia M. Weaver. Andres Connard White. Jamarcus Terrell Williams, summa cum laude. Kiana Simone Williams.
The following students are receiving the Associate of Science and Nursing degree. Bethany Lee Sarantonio. Kimberly Renee Martin. Emily Denise Mayo, cum laude. Kaylee Michael Doria, cum laude. Stuart Lance Kelly. Aisha Dawson Press. Billy Lee Diane Brand. Mary Catherine Phillips. Megan Elizabeth Buse, cum laude. Antoinette Chantel Berry. Heather Marie Mullinex. Jennifer Nicole Parker, summa cum laude. Rachel Michelle Leatherwood. Jacqueline Sue Sanders, cum laude. Cassie Ray Matthews. Christy Marie Spada. Cindy Lynn Seeley. Ashley B. Taylor. Jessica Elizabeth Daniels. Davina Michelle Farrell, cum laude. Megan Brooke Drummond. Hannah Elise Terrell. Lauren Olivia Brownlow. Tahira Sheree Mitchell. Tamoya T. Sims. Tracy Lynn Camp. Holly I. Knight. Ashley N. Tolles. Ashley Monique Williams. Taylor Cornay Dansby, cum laude. Jessica Danae Bass. Courtney Yancey Bernhardt. Alexandria Alicia Wethington, cum laude. Rebecca Ann Marie Thrasher, cum laude. The following students are receiving the Bachelor of Arts in English degree. Shaughnessy Michelle Holder. Leela Caitlin McDaniel. Asia Dejan Anderson, cum laude and honors program. Santana Bianca Ford. Anna Marie Cogdill, cum laude and honors program. Amber Denise Lane. Megan Marie Demeter. Paul Anthony Charles Amadeo. The following students are receiving the Bachelor of Arts in History degree. Joshua Mark Culverhouse. Ethan Ty Moore. Thomas Allen Hoffman. Diana Lee Hardy. Aaron E. Kilfoyle. Alan Christopher Wise. The following students are receiving the Bachelor of Science in Biology degree. Mariah Denise Smith. Heather Patrice Harper. Benjamin Jarrell Pitts. Jennifer Nicole Marks. Heather Danielle Bryan. Victoria Lauren Swinson. Megan Elizabeth Babb.
Kijan Ibrahim Kaja.
Kijan Ibrahim Kaja, cum laude. Natalie Beth Hayes. Tiffany Marie Ward, cum laude. Leah Menninger Herring. Kevin Lee Delegati Jr., cum laude. Lucretia Chantel Brown. Please be seated. Mr. Kevin Blosser is a 2000 graduate of Lamar County Comprehensive High School, a 2002 graduate of Gordon College, and a 2004 graduate of the University of Georgia. A successful businessman, Mr. Blosser has served on Gordon State College's alumni board for the last 6 years and is today the board's chair. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to introduce to you Mr. Kevin Blosser.
Good morning and congratulations to you all. As you leave this beautiful campus today to follow your dreams in whatever profession you choose, I ask that you try to live your life as an honest and compassionate person and contribute in some way. Follow your passion, stay true to yourself, never follow someone else's path. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. I welcome you to the Alumni Association. Thank you.
Please rise for the alma mater and remain standing for the benediction. After the ceremony, we welcome you to enjoy brunch in the Highlander Dining Hall.
Our fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people around you does not feel insecure. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. These are great words from the great Nelson Mandela. Now, I believe that it is my purpose to end this event in an inspirational manner. However, all I can think about is the power that each of you all hold to change the world. To my knowledge, many of you will go on in life to become doctors, lawyers, congressmen, and maybe even teachers. I encourage each of you to challenge yourself in everything that you do in life. Understand that everything that you have accomplished at Gordon State College is only a small contribution to your overall purpose. So whenever you're feeling like giving up or doubting what you can accomplish, remember this day. Remember walking across this stage, grabbing your degree, and most importantly, remember that when you set your mind to something, you can accomplish it despite your doubts and the doubts of others. This graduation is only the beginning of your purpose here on earth. My blessing to you is that you do not settle just because you have an associate's or a bachelor's degree. I hope that you will never become comfortable with your accomplishments in life. Graduating with a 4-year degree is an accomplishment, and it's a great one. But don't stop there. Strive to achieve more. Challenge yourself. Don't be afraid to fail. Take chances and always search for greatness. I proclaim new life, wisdom, and favor upon each of you, now and forever. Amen.